Do 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 do. It's G from the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. We have a live news session coming up this morning. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great morning. I hope the sun is shining, the birds are singing, and the whole world is swinging. Microphone check, chat check. Hello in the chat. Canvas check. Sweet. If you're wondering what's going on in the background, that's a band called Fluke. They might be Scottish, they might even be Irish, I'm not sure. It's a track called Bally Brawly Jigs. It's a happy tune. It's a happy tune. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, let's fade it down. Right. Be nice to keep that going all the way through the background, but that'll probably get me taken off the net again, as happened previously. Right. What's going on? You should be able to see a news page. But before we get to that, this is the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. We are a small, private, independent language school based in Banska Bystrica in central Slovakia. We offer English language coaching and life coaching for your improvement and betterment. More information on our home site, which is over there, nsaslovakia.com. You can also visit our YouTube channel where there's a lovely picture of Stefan Molyneux. I uploaded this week the complete series of the fascists that surround us. That's an overview of the psychology of society, which is an essential. It's a must. It's a must. If you haven't listened to that and taken notes and understood what he has said there, then you are far behind. Right. As you know, I'm testing lots of different systems. I'm testing lots of different ideas. I'm seeing what people like and what people are interested in. This morning's session, I'm trying to keep the introduction to a minimum because introductions just tend to be boring, right? If you don't know who I am, who we are, what we do by now, then I guess you're not going to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to drift through some of the headlines in the news this morning from Drudge Report, drudgereport.com. Drudge Report, the world's #1 independent news site. A lot of cool stuff, varied stuff, and I hope we'll find a variety of opinions here. Am I going to stand or sit this morning? I might just rest on my chair here like a lazy bear. Okay. Anyway, right, what's happening? So it says at the top, judge in Hawaii extends order blocking Trump travel ban. What does that mean? Well, the American President Donald Trump has limited immigration from certain countries. These countries have threatened to send terrorists to disrupt the systems of the United States. And so Donald Trump said, I think we should limit immigration from those countries. And he was overruled by judges. How can the president be overruled by judges? Aren't judges underneath the president? So this is a bit of a rogue element of the government right now. I think that Donald Trump needs to exert his authority a little bit, and I think he's doing it very slowly, carefully, and cautiously because he doesn't really have the media on his side. So so we'll see how that develops. Anyway, judges shouldn't be able to overrule the president's order. In fact, the president shouldn't actually be able to make orders. It should be the Congress, but and they should be doing what the people tell them to do, because the people should be the real government. But we have drifted far from the original piloted and plotted course, have we not? Right. If you see the screen flashing off and on, that's because Drudge updates every 60 seconds. It doesn't mean the articles change, it just means that anything that he has added will be highlighted and appear. What have we got? Bezos now world's second richest. Yeah, you have to wonder if stories like that are actually true, because real wealth doesn't show its wealth. Real wealth hides its wealth. Right. This morning I will be basically drinking this, which is apparently 100%. Believe that if you want. 100% cucumber, spinach, apple, ginger, and lemon. It actually tastes really nice, which makes me wonder if it doesn't have some sugar added to it. And it's very sweet, and it's full of lots of little green pieces of things, which I hope is fruit and not something else. If anybody else likes this stuff, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up. It's good stuff. This morning is also brought to you by bananas. There we go. So real wealth hides its wealth. That means that it's never really on display. You know, it's always the poor that'll buy the expensive clothes and the super rich that'll buy the medium price clothes, because the poor want to look rich and the super rich want to hide their wealth. So you know, that's something to consider. Right, as I go through these articles, now Facebook is really, really, really temperamental about sharing of data across the internet. It's highly probable that they will cut the feed, chop, 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 at some point. If they do that, I will reconnect as fast as possible. I mean, what this means is basically if I sit here and just talk without presenting anything visual, without presenting any evidence to you, then Facebook will be extremely happy. But if I actually present evidence to you, showing you exactly what I'm talking about, then Facebook doesn't like that. It's really not very practical. So, as I said, we'll see how far we get. We might have to reconnect a number of times in order to get round the Facebook's, can I say that? Get round Facebook's content policy, shall we call it? Control system, their little grid. Anyway, let's see. It says, let's read a bit more. Jeff Bezos is now the world's second richest person. Amazon founder adds 10.2 billion to his net worth this year. Wow. Warren Buffett falls 4.7 billion from peak during Trump rally. Who cares? Who cares? All that matters is if you're a nice person. But Jeff, it's not what you've got, it's what you do with what you've got. Jeff Bezos has leapt past Amancio Ortega and Warren Buffett to become the world's second richest person. Who cares? Does he actually have a real job anyway? Does it matter? Bezos, 53. Oh, maybe in 10 years I'll be as wealthy as that. Added 1.5 billion to his fortune as Amazon.com Inc. Rose, it's a kind of Orwellian name. Rose $18.32 on Wednesday. The day after the e-commerce giant said its plans to buy Dubai-based online retailer Souq.com. Bezos has a net worth of 75 billion on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Is there really such a thing? Wow. 700 million more than Berkshire Hathaway Inc.'s Buffett and 1.3 billion above Ortega, the founder of Inditex SA and Europe's richest person. Who cares? Who cares about this stuff? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Is that all it says? I wanted some more. I wanted some. It doesn't tell you how he got rich. Where does the money come from? How does it work? Is it because Amazon don't pay taxes? I wonder. Makes you think, doesn't it? Right. Perhaps if Amazon paid taxes, perhaps if Google paid taxes, perhaps if Microsoft paid a little bit more in its taxes, perhaps if any of the big companies did not store their wealth offshore and paid taxes, perhaps things would be slightly different. Did you know that the systems of the United States of America were built without an income tax, that the income tax was only introduced as a temporary measure during World War II? Interesting, the number of temporary things that were introduced during the wars. Passports, for example. Right. Craft for space tourists. I don't know. It's not really going to be space, is it? I mean, they just use space to say it's just going to be upper atmosphere. And what are you going to see? You know, clouds and a haze of things, perhaps. They've been advertising this for about 20 or 30 years. I very much doubt that it's actually going to happen. And besides, those Virgin aircraft keep crashing, so that's Virgin spacecraft. So that's not so cool. Anyway, good luck. Go forth and conquer the universe, guys. Seattle sues over sanctuary cities order. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of what sanctuary cities are. Sanctuary cities are cities, as far as I understand it, are cities that aim not to deport illegal immigrants when they arrive. Why would you not want to send back people who come illegally to your town or city? Of course, it's a United Nations project, and like all United Nations project, it's full of corruption. This is an NBC News report. The city of Seattle on Wednesday announced a federal lawsuit over the Trump administration's threat to withhold federal grants to so-called sanctuary cities, citing the 10th Amendment that deals with state rights. You see, Trump's right. Trump doesn't want to give money to cities that are allowing illegal immigrants in and then allowing the illegal immigrants to claim money back, basically. That they're getting on welfare and benefit, and so the local population is basically paying for unskilled workers and laborers to come in. Laborers to come in. Now, if they're contributing to the economy, great. But if they're just sucking off the economy like vampires, then that's not a good thing. Yeah, you don't need to be a genius to work that one out. So, give us our money so that we can give it to all these people who contribute nothing. And we protest. Oh my! How people protest when you take away the teeth of the state? It's ridiculous. Anyway, CBS Entertainment's president suffers heart attack. Too much entertainment. That's a great word, entertainment. Entertainment. Tain, as in detain, retain. The root detain, retain, contain means to hold something. And so entertainment meant mente, of the mind, and enter, to go into. to go enter and hold the mind. That's what entertainment means. So most people don't understand that. Most people don't know that. Most people think it's just a word. Okay, sometimes a word is just a word. Like dog is dog, right? Cat is cat, right? But sometimes when you have a bigger word like entertainment, there are hidden, what's another word for hidden? Occult meanings within the words, within the language, within the way that it's constructed. It's not constructed just by chance. No, you can't leave anything to the people. Oh, bright lights. The sun has got his hat on today, I see. Right. What's next? What have we got there? Dramatic increase in older woman boozing hard. Boozing. Now there's a great slang word. Booze meaning to drink alcohol. Booze being slang for alcohol. Booze. Strange kind of onomatopoeia there. Like bruise. It's not a very nice word, is it? Subtitle is binge drinking and alcohol abuse on the rise in older women. It's also on the rise in younger women as well. So that would be all women in general. Have you seen in Britain? In Britain they've got those, I don't know what they call them, drunk ambulances, drunk buses. They've got special ambulances that drive around and pick up the people who are passed out, half paralytic or completely paralytic basically on the streets. Have you seen that? That's just insane. They call it the booze bus, something like that. It's got and they just go around picking up all the people. Don't these people have friends? Don't these people have friends that can stop them drinking alcohol? Don't these people who have friends who can say enough is enough? Can they think of anything else to do with their time? So the Google search term, and I'm going to put all these, I'll put links to all these articles up at the end of the presentation here, and if you want to see in real time the page that I'm looking at, it's drudgereport.com, drudgereport.com. And so yeah, if you want to Google booze bus in England, there are these buses that go around and pick up the drunk people off the streets and take them to the hospital. It's a national service, you know. What leads society to go down that kind of road? I was also reading in a newspaper when I was in Scotland at Christmas. I was reading in a newspaper that that poor people were calling ambulances and faking being ill, and then jumping out of the ambulance as the ambulance passed by somewhere near their home. And that this was happening regularly. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, the world that we live in. You don't need to make anything up. You don't need to watch a fantasy movie. We live in fantasy land already. There we go. Okay, so I'll have a quick look at that article. This is in America. What I was talking about was in Britain. More older women are drinking hard. It's quite sad, really. More older American women, hello, go away. I hate pop-up boxes. More older American women than ever are drinking and drinking hard, a new study shows. Most troubling was the finding that the prevalence of binge drinking among older women is increasingly dramatically far faster than it is among older men. The difference was striking. Among men, the average prevalence of binge drinking remained stable. Oh my God. From 1997 to 2014, while it increased by an average of nearly 4% per year among women, the researchers found. If it increases 4% per year over 10 years, that would be 40%, right? Well, I guess it doesn't quite work like that, but never mind. Oh my God, the scary, scary gentleman, Mr. Ryan, who couldn't tell the truth if his life depended upon it, talking at the bottom right corner of the screen there. Anyway, increased drinking and binge drinking can be a serious health problem. No shit, Sherlock. Health problem for women, said study author Rosalind Breslau, an epidemiologist at the U.S. National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. Women don't tolerate alcohol as well as men. Really? Really? You don't say. You don't say. What's that? John Taylor Gatto presentation about schools, and he's asked at the end. If you don't know who John Taylor Gatto is, visit my YouTube channel, and you will find a whole section of playlists. We'll go down to see the uploads, popular uploads. Best of Stefan Molyneux, 10-minute English, John Taylor Gatto. There we go. There's a whole series of presentations there on education. Look at that. Sharing for free. What a wonderful thing to do in society. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, it's what John Taylor Gatto said. He was asked if young people were missing something by not attending college or university. And he basically said, just buy them 3 or 4 bottles of whiskey, and that pretty much would cover it. So there are studious types at university, but they're in a minority. And as more and more people go to university, the quality of education goes down, basically, for 2 reasons. Number one, that you don't get more money if you're successful in education, but if you fail, you just scream, more money, we don't have enough money, and then you get more. So that's pathetic. And what's the second reason? You could pick 100 different second reasons, basically, couldn't you? Why that doesn't work? Anyway, returning to the subject of alcohol. We all like to experiment, don't we? Don't we? Medication. What is alcohol? Is just basically medication. It's a painkiller. It's a painkiller. Look at the number of people's lives destroyed by alcohol. Isn't alcohol like the number one killer in society, with alcohol-related diseases being top of the list? It's just slow suicide. I know that I've been surrounded by a lot of people who have drunk too much, and I've taken a step away from those people because they're toxic, baby. Yeah, right. And the less toxic people you have in your life, the better your quality of life. That's for sure. And usually I go with the Gary Vaynerchuk philosophy of one is better than none. But that doesn't apply to toxic people. If you've only got one friend and they're toxic, it's better to have no friends. Really, it is. Besides, more time alone gives you a chance to grow, develop, extend, expand, go beyond, and do something new. Moving on. Unless there was some other pertinent point at the end of that article. Let's see. Yes, Ben Affleck, alcohol addiction. Yeah, there's some study that like 7% of the world is permanently drunk or something like that. It's quite scary. Uh, binge drinking among older people. Yeah, there's nothing much else in there, except that people who are busy and focused don't drink huge amounts of alcohol because they're busy doing their thing and they're focused on their thing. If you have a family, you should be focused on your family. So a lot of these women that are older and are having these problems are going to be women that don't have family, that either are divorced or don't have kids, basically. And that's just one of the side effects. You don't have those self-protective securities in place. And you don't have people who are close to you, watching you, observing you, and helping you. Sad, really. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Yes, moving on. Move on. Mexican president seeking new relationship with USA. Yes, I guess he's realized that Mexico is falling apart. Isn't it great the way that Mexico has a border on its in the south so that people can't escape from those completely destroyed Middle Eastern countries into Mexico, but Mexico doesn't want a border with the United States so it can let its own people escape into the United States. Doesn't anybody see that as a set of double standards? Is it only me? It might only be me, right? I personally see that as a set of double standards, and I definitely don't think it's cool. I definitely don't think it's cool. So, just checking the settings on the technology. Mic check, okay. System check, okay. I think I can do a little bit with oh, okay, do a little bit with the camera there. Right, okay. Back to the news. News and views. Hispanic contractors offer to build border wall and they get death threats. Yes, because somebody doesn't want a wall there. Look, you need a wall. You need a border. Your garden has a fence around about it. You lock your door when you leave your home. That's it. Argument duty done, finished. Anyone who says you don't need a wall is an ignorant fuckwit. Right. I presented my argument. You present yours if you don't agree. Uber self-driving car crash detailed in police report. Yes, self-driving cars are crashing all over the place because they don't have that human factor. In fact, even the cars that are reportedly self-driving still have to have a driver in it in case something goes wrong. They don't work. They don't work. We are far away from that technology still. Never forget the classic video of self-driving cars that there was a press conference and all these news reporters were invited to observe these self-driving cars, and one of the self-driving cars ran over some of the reporters. Bad publicity stunt, guys. Bad publicity stunt. Right. Paris bans sexist ads following, where are we down on the left here? Paris bans sexist ads following outcry. Sexist ads. What kind of ad could be sexist? I mean, we've already got men half naked, women half naked, children dressed up like adults. What kind of is it like? It's going to be. I'm going to make a guess. It's going to be feminist women protesting against unrealistic images portraying unrealistic body types, maybe after 50 years of disappearing in newspapers every day. Paris, the gay Paris bans sexist adverts from billboards following outcry over porno chic fashion campaign. Adverts considered sexist have today been banned from billboards across Paris after feminists raised an outcry over so-called porno chic. The Paris city. What do you expect to happen after you invite all these Muslims into Paris and they go around with their what do they call it? Is it the hijab? Is that what they call it? The whole dress thing where you can't see anything? People are going to go to the other extreme as well, aren't they? You know, it's going to be if you can't see everything, then we want to see everything. Okay. The Paris City Council voted for the ban today, and the city's mayor Anne Hidalgo said Paris was leading the way in the fight against sexism. But if it was a man, they would let it be advertised. They would let the advertisement run. Among those ads which are expected to be banned are those from Yves Saint Laurent. I don't know how you say that. Latest campaign, which have been accused of degrading models and even inciting. Oh, it's the advertisements that are inciting rape. It's not the culture. Oh, okay. Blah 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 from the French Communist Party. Councillor, deputy mayor. The communist is a deputy mayor. Jesus Christ. Tweeted today. Victory in the Paris Council. France agrees not to disseminate sexist, discriminatory, LGBT-phobic ads. Oh my God, LGBT. Please, just let people be. Stop telling people what they should. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's just weird. Okay, that's not cool. Is that all they can do? All these people can do is just like run around and wave magazines and scream and shout. Don't they have real jobs? Ugh, don't like that. But people, these things have been going on for forever. Oh my God, it's been wrong forever. Let them be just what they want to be. I don't know. What's your opinion? Write it in the chat. Let me know. Let's skip before Facebook cuts the feed again, because that's the kind of articles that it doesn't like people sharing, especially from the Daily Mail, which is at the moment the most balanced newspaper in Great Britain, strangely enough. Who would have thought that would have happened? Anyway, it doesn't stay like that for very long. Papers get bought out and taken over and reorientated, I think we can say. Reorientated. Okay. What do we have? Wendy Williams in Drag Race Storm on VH1. I have no idea who that is, and I have no idea what's happening on VH1, and I'm not quite sure what Drag Race is, but I'm guessing it's not cars. I'm guessing it might be cross-dressing, as the media seems to have a bit of an obsession with that at the moment. I'm not even going to go there. North Carolina lawyers reach deal to repeal trans bathroom. Oh, just who cares? The boys are in one room, the girls are in another, and it should be that way. It should be that way. Besides, you know, the girls' bathrooms are usually cleaner than the boys' ones, right? Unless you're living in a trashy environment. I'll tell you what does get on my nerves, though. The number of men that don't wash their hands after going to the toilet. Like you see these guys going to the toilet and they go do their thing and they leave. They don't wash their hands, and they go back out and they eat their food, or they're holding the hands of their girlfriend or something. Man, this stuff is horrible. That stuff is horrible. So I'm telling you, girls, girls, beware of what your man is doing or not doing, right? Keep an eye on society, right? Robots delivering food in DC. If it can be called food, I suppose. that they're delivering. What have we got? We've got robots in supermarkets now. We've got robots in hotels. I did that special report last week on robot dinosaurs in hotels. Seriously, robot dinosaurs. Um, they even had a robot bin that would give you directions. I mean, this is insane. They have robot prostitutes now. Um, and the scientists estimate that it will be in about 20 or 30 years that people will be getting married to robots because they will be closer to the robot than they will to other human beings. That's just complete insanity. And of course, for every robot that takes a job, or that's given a job, or well, I don't know what you do with robots, you've got loss of union rights, loss of workers' rights, and probably loss of 4 or 5 jobs in that whole system there. So that's pretty insane, really. What does Fox have to say about it? Is that's going to get stolen. It's gonna get stolen. That's not gonna get very far at all before like this tiny little R2D2 model is just someone's just gonna pick that up and run away with it, and especially someone who's hungry, right? What does it say? Associated Press. Some hungry customers in nation's capital may be surprised to discover a robot is delivering their pastrami on the rye. A delivery service Postmates is using knee-high 6-wheel robots it's not going to work, to bring food to customers. The robots can travel up to 4 miles per hour. That's like going backwards. And use sensors and cameras to navigate sidewalks and cross the street. Initially, the robots will be accompanied by a person. What is the point? But eventually, their progress will be monitored remotely. It's like walking a dog, isn't it? Taking the robot out for a walk. What is the point if the person still has to go and do it? It's just silliness. Silliness. Wasted money. Right. Moving on. War drums. North Korea threatens USA over Kim Jong-un fat jives. Why does North Korea even exist? Why do countries like that still exist on the planet? Is it some bizarre rich person social experiment that they want to see how much degradation we can plow people through? This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous in this day and age that we still have communist dictatorships with cities that don't even have enough power to have the lights on at night. It's just absolutely shocking. Why, if we're going to focus on doing something, why don't we do something there? Why we leave the Middle East alone and go and sort out North Korea? I'm pretty sure that most of the people who are there want to leave anyway. There is a theory that countries like that are left as examples for the rest of the world of what not to do, and I guess it works in a way. It works as a bit of a threat. It works as a bit of a deterrent. It also goes to show what you can do if you have progress like in South Korea, and South Korea like one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world, and then North Korea is just, what is it? It's just a failed state. It's in a state, actually. It's what it is. Pentagon sends newest stealth fighter for war games. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. You don't have money for welfare and people. You don't have money to create jobs, but you've got money for war games. How does that even work out? How is that even possible? That's just insanity far beyond anything that I can imagine. So why do we need more stealth planes? Are stealth planes really stealth? I'm not even sure that isn't it just a way to steal money? Wasn't there some study that showed like they're just projects that suck money out of the government and don't really produce anything at the end of the day? Pentagon officials. No, I don't want the video. Go away. Go away. Because I'll get banned from Facebook for having that video on there. I don't want it on there. Pentagon officials are sending America's newest strike fighter to South Korea, where they will participate in war games and strengthen the U.S. military capabilities at a time of historic tensions. Boys with toys, isn't it? Boys with toys. There was another point I wanted to make about the wasting of money on military activities. It's just look, if it's a project that's going to benefit society, like let's get to the moon and the byproduct will be microchips and computers for people, then okay. But you know, dropping more bombs, I don't see the point. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Terror risk from small domestic drones. You don't say. You make these small things that can fly in the sky by remote control, and you don't think that idiots are going to use it to spy on people, to collect data and information, to drop things that they shouldn't drop in certain places. Of course they are. You know, the €500 will buy you like a little drone that'll fly like 12, 13 kilometers and can be operated by GPS tracking, right, through satellites. I mean, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. So it's insane to think that it won't be used in a bad way. It's insane to think that it won't be used in a bad way. Of course they will. Of course they will. I don't even need to read about that. I mean, and then what about planes? You know, there's what the laws and rules for small planes flying around are just basically, hey, look out your window and make sure you don't hit anything. So I mean, this is just going to be a nightmare for small light aircraft. It's only a matter of time before collisions and various other things happens. Although they are relatively good toys, and you fit a camera to it, you can get some really nice cinematography and some pictures, and you can use it for some pretty cool stuff, really. So yeah, one of my friend of one of my students just bought one, and he's got a building company, and he's using it for surveying land and monitoring projects. It's pretty cool, really. Nice one. Moving on, Hollywood's first female boss tells all in new book. Who cares? Who cares about Hollywood? Who cares about the inside information? Well, we do follow the stars, I suppose, so they do have some influence in society. I wonder if she's going to tell all about how things really work there. There's all Hollywood information, is Angelina. Okay, so we got cut off the internet there. I'm not sure if it was because we accessed the Hollywood Reporter article. I imagine it was. So I've just deleted those from the desktop, and hopefully we're not going to get cut off the internet again. What usually happens is that I pull up an article and then I get a message saying that streaming of this content is not permitted, which is, I mean, how can you report on anything if you can't stream the content, right? How can you report on stuff if you can't actually stream some part of what is actually happening or going on? And it's crazy. I mean, the political stuff, no problem. But I pull up an article about Angelina Jolie or Mel Gibson, and it's like, oh no, you can't share this because it's from the Hollywood Reporter, and the Hollywood Reporter's content is very sensitive, critical, special. I don't know. I don't even know. Right. Um, moving on. Census. Immigration to bust 100-year record and continue surging. Yes, I'm not sure it's the kind of immigration that America wants, though. Skilled labor, qualified laborers, of course. Unskilled labor, definitely not. Um, so, there you go. More articles here at the bottom. Human waste in Coca-Cola cans forces factory shut down. That's an odd story. Ex-punk rocker Democrat to challenge Cruz in Senate race. I'm curious to kind of know. It's probably going to be nobody who's using their personality as a public person rather than having any real political acumen, but we will see. World's oldest DJ still spinning at 82. The human interest story. I guess you don't have to retire if you love what you do. Gun falls out of inmate's ass during jail search. Is that? You cannot be serious. Are you serious? Gun falls out of inmate's ass during jail. That's a story of the day. It was either a small gun or a big inmate. Anyway. Family furious after stranger addresses mourners at woman's funeral. All detail. Okay, let's see if we can pick up. We got the robot bringing meals. Fox News had. I don't want a video story. Japan. A grandmother in Japan is proving that age is nothing but a number for some as she keeps turning the tables. Great play on words. The 82-year-old lady is one of the world's oldest club DJs. She has cooked in her family-owned business most of her life. But a few years back, the Tokyo woman kicked off a new career in spinning music. Oh, there's hope for me yet. There's hope for me yet. Right. Who knows? Woo! Okay. Stay on the page. W. Bush on Trump inauguration, some weird shit. Yeah, as if the Bushes weren't involved in very weird stuff at Bohemian Grove. Check out Bohemian Grove, Dark Secrets at Bohemian Grove. There is another side to everything that we don't see and hear. Jeb critiques, don't care what he says. Pieces of paper falling down in the office, that's okay. Fed officials say they may need to pick up the pace as rate increase. Oh, it's all manipulated. The money markets are all manipulated. Check out Google the plunge protection team if you want to know more about the manipulation, or Max Kaiser's. Didn't Max Kaiser work on some digital system to give big companies advantages by, they get information like milliseconds quicker, but it does mean that they can use that to their advantage. Anyway, Ivanka joins the White House as Trump surrounds himself with his family. Who was the last person to do that? Oh, JFK. Right, look what happened to him. Ominous. Melanie makes case for women's empowerment, of course. So she should. We should all be empowered. Not just one group. We should all be empowered. Christie Rising, is that Christie's support of Trump, perhaps? Trump has surrounded himself with oddballs for support. I don't know what to think about that. Best not to think about it, I suppose. Best just to sit and wait for the fruits of the labor and see how things grow. So, record snowfall buries Anchorage. Yes, global warming. That's why we're having more snow. Al Gore can go take a long jump off a short pier, as far as I'm concerned. Inconvenient truth was so full of lies. It got banned in British schools. Yes, it was taken to court, and there's a list of factual inaccuracies in his whole presentation. In fact, the whole thing is inaccurate because almost every statement begins with if, and if turns a fact into a possibility. So the whole situation is, the whole presentation is duplicitous, to say the least. And if you can't see beyond that, then you can't see beyond anything. House approves bill to force public release of EPA science. More information getting to the public, not a bad thing. Less than 1% of journal papers follow scientific method. I am not surprised. The what do you call the head of a magazine? The editor of both the British Medical Journal and the Lancet, two of the largest medical journals in the world, both claimed that 50% of data published in their magazines was based on inaccurate research or even false research and data. 50%. 50%. That's quite shocking, really. Don't you think? I think it is. I think it is. Right. People are wanting things in the background, so I'm going to have to wrap up the news presentation this morning. This is from Breitbart. Breitbart will probably get me banned from Facebook as well. Fewer than 1% of scientific journals follow the scientific method. Fewer than 1% of papers published in scientific journals follow the scientific method, according to research by Wharton School professor and forecasting expert J. Scott Armstrong, who co-founded the peer-reviewed Journal of Forecasting in 1982 and the Journal of International Forecasting in 1985, made the claim in a presentation about what he considers to be the alarmism in journalism. They're making people worried about things that they really shouldn't be worried about. Notice how global warming became climate change. In fact, global cooling became global warming. Global warming became climate change because the climate always changes. Just go back to the medieval warm period in order to understand how that works. So that brings us to the end of our news roundup. Thank you very much to drudgereport.com for sourcing the information and as a source for the articles for today's little conversation. If you've got any questions that you'd like to ask, anything more, any opinions you'd like to give, you can leave them in the chat. If you'd like to know more about what we do, we are the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. We are a small private language school based in Banská Bystrica in central Slovakia. We basically help with tutoring in the English language towards international examinations, and we also help with life coaching. This is making your dreams become realities. And if you want to see exactly how that works, you can go over to our YouTube page and you can click on any of the language coaching links, and you can see and hear real examples of real-time coaching sessions that were run through the school. So link up to us on Facebook. I'm Graham W. Hendrey, or you can link up to the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. Join our private closed coaching group. There's still a few places left. Do it now before it's full. And it's free. How cool is that? It's free. So there we go. That was the news with views. This is our homepage. Feel free to visit that. And we only got banned from the internet once this morning. We only got cut off once, which is not bad. It's not bad to still be moving and grooving and doing things. I wanted to finish with something. What did I want to finish with? Yeah, I wanted to finish with a little bit of information. If you visit my Facebook page, you will uncover, um, there's a graphic. There's a graphic that I just posted on my Facebook page recently. It's a graphic of a ball with a crack in the ball. It's got, do you want to see it? Can I risk my computer having a major heart attack here? So I see if I can do it. Facebook uses up so much power and energy from a computer that it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Right. I might be able to overlay this. We'll have a look and see what happens. Okay. So it's my Facebook page, and I scroll down, and you should be able to see the graphic now. So there's the ball, and written under the ball is a little bit of text, and I like this. This was posted by a friend of mine on the net, and I thought it was a lovely idea. In Japan, broken objects are often repaired with gold. The flaw is seen as a unique piece of the object's history, which adds to its beauty. It's like those lines on people's faces, right? On people's foreheads, like every line is a mark of wisdom or a sign of experience or knowledge. Well, I like to think of it like that anyway. So each flaw is a unique piece of the object's history which adds to its beauty. Consider this when you feel broken. There we go. What a lovely thought. Right. Thank you to whoever posted that originally. I can't remember who it was, but much appreciated. Respect. Okay, we came in today with a few tunes, and we'll play out with a few tunes as well. Hopefully this won't get us banned from the net. This is Fluke, and the track is Ballybrawly Jigs. Oh, such a happy tune. This takes me back home. Takes me back home, home. Stretch now. Things to do. Wherever you are, have a great day. I'll put the links in the chat. Speak to you soon. Add the links while the music is playing. That'll probably get me banned from the net. Okay, I'll do it afterwards. Ciao for now.